How you doing? I'm Winsory, and today we're going to be watching Psycho. Why? Because it is number 34 on the list that I sometimes go by, which is IMDb's best 250 movies of all time, and also because it was recommended a lot, and people say it's good. So I know this movie is from 1960. It's black and white, and it's scary. You know how much I like being scared. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's watch the movie. I have it so loud, so if I'm yelling at you, I'm sorry. Rated R for violence, alcohol use, smoking, and something else. Yeah, it's loud. Such intense music. I like it. Alfred Hitchcock. I know that name. Jeez! What an intro. Friday, December the 11th. I hope we're not supposed to remember that. I'm not gonna remember that. So specific. It's weird going into someone's window like that. Oh.
I better get back to the office.
Why don't you call your boss and tell him you're taking the rest of the afternoon off?
Walk you to the airport. Hotels of this sort aren't interested in you when you come in, but when your time is up. Oh, Sam, I hate having to be with you in a place like this. This is the last time. Meeting you in secret. We steal lunch hours. I wish you wouldn't even come.
I can come down next week.
No. Oh, we can see each other, but respectably.
Did we send sister to the movies, turn mama's picture to the wall?
Sam.
All right. If I can see you and touch you even as simply as this, I won't mind.
What's wrong then?
Tired of sweating for people who aren't there. I sweat to pay off my father's debts and he's in his grave. I sweat to pay my ex-wife alimony and she's living on the other side of the world somewhere.
Oh, okay. Oh.
They also pay who meet in hotel rooms.
If she ever remarries, the alimony stops.
I haven't even been married once yet. Oh, Sam, let's get married.
When I send my ex-wife her alimony, you can lick the stamps.
I'll lick the stamps.
That's a new one. I like the stamps. She's so pretty.
Marion, you want to cut this off? Go out and find yourself somebody available?
I'm thinking of it.
How could you even think a thing like that?
I'm late, and you have to put your shoes on.
This is kind of sad. I feel bad for both of them.
Is Mr. Lowry back from lunch?
You got a headache?
Oh, it'll pass.
I've got something. My mother's doctor gave them to me the day of my wedding. Teddy was furious when he found out I'd taken tranquilizers.
Hot as fresh milk.
What?
Marion, will you get the copies of that deed ready for Mr. Cassidy?
My sweet little girl. Oh, not you.
Okay.
I want you to take a look at my baby. You know what I do about unhappiness? I buy it off. Are you unhappy?
Not inordinately.
I'm buying this house for my baby's wedding present. $40,000 cash.
Holy crap.
That's not buying happiness. That's just buying off unhappiness. I never carry more than I can afford to lose.
I declare.
I don't. That's how I get to keep it.
It's most irregular.
Yeah.
So what? It's my private money. Where's that bottle you said was in your desk? Oh.
This guy. She's like, okay.
I am dying of thirsteroni.
Thirstaroni.
Put it in the safe deposit box in the bank, and we'll get him to give us a check on Monday instead.
That's so much money. That's a lot today. Who carries that around? I wonder how much that would be back then.
He was flirting with you. I guess he must have noticed my wedding ring.
Okay.
I'd like to go right on home after the bank. I have a slight headache.
You go right on home.
Do you feel ill?
Just a headache.
Aren't you going to take the pills? They'll knock that headache out.
Can't buy off unhappiness with pills.
She's so professional. She's kind of fancy. Okay. Okay, so she's trying to steal all that. Oh my gosh. I did not take her for a thief. That's so risky. Don't do it. Don't do that. They'll know it's you. Where are you going? What are you doing? But what about your boyfriend guy? Because you're gonna have to run really far if you don't want them to catch you.
What is it, Marion?
She's a little stressed out. Oh no, he saw you. Oh my gosh. Why is this stressing me out? She's still going. Okay. She's crazy. Middle of nowhere. Oh no. I hope that's not her. Oh, maybe I do. Oh gosh. It is. Oh my gosh. That would be the scariest thing. Oh gosh.
Hold it there.
She was trying to just take off.
I didn't intend to sleep so long, so I decided to pull over.
Slept here all night?
Yes. Have I broken any laws?
No, ma'am.
Then I'm free to go.
Is anything wrong?
Of course not. Am I acting as if there's something wrong?
Frankly, yes.
Yeah.
I've told you there's nothing wrong. You're taking up my time.
Turn your motor off, please.
Oh no.
May I see your license?
Why?
Because you're being suspicious. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm rooting for her or what. She has the money in there. Oh my gosh. It'd be so stressful. I'm so used to them like checking. They go back to their car and then they check something. I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never gotten a ticket. That's a lie. Just one. Oh, he's still... He was using it for his daughter. That's kind of sad. Like, he was kind of weird, but, like, still. She's trying to get a new car. So you're just gonna leave your whole life behind? Like, he's back. Oh my gosh, I thought he turned. He went somewhere else. Oh gosh, he's just back. Why is he just standing there?
I'm in no mood for trouble.
What?
I'm gonna treat you so fair and square that you won't have one human reason to give me.
Can I trade my car in and take another?
One thing people never ought to be when they're buying used cars, and that's in a hurry.
That is some good advice. Oh, I like this guy. So suspicious. Like,
That's the one I'd have picked for you myself. You're in a hurry, aren't you? Somebody chasing you?
Of course not.
It's the first time the customer ever high-pressured the salesman.
700.
You always got time to argue money, huh?
oh no, he sees.
Over there.
She's shady as hell. Over there. She's not very good at being a bad guy. Like, she's so suspicious. I need to find a better spot for that.
Do you think I've stolen my car?
Oh, ma'am.
He's just... she's like trying to make her feel uncomfortable.
Hey!
Oh.
Just put it in here, please.
It's just her stuff. Hey! Why you have to say it like that?
She looked like a wrong one to you.
Acted like one.
She paid me $700 in cash.
That's like what she's imagining is happening, what they're saying about her. They probably are saying that about you.
Girl works for you for 10 years. You trust her.
Hot creeper. She sat there while I dumped it out, even flirting with me.
No, she wasn't. Why is she smiling? This music. I'm seeing things. I think they heard you the first time. Oh, that's so cool. A house on a hill.
Gee, I'm sorry I didn't hear you in all this rain. Go ahead in, please.
Honking at him. Rude.
12 cabins, 12 vacancies. They moved away the highway.
You don't even know what she has in there.
Cabin 1. It's closer in case you want anything.
Oh, he's so nice. He's bringing her stuff in there. No one's ever done that for me.
Over there.
The bathroom.
Over there.
Thank you, Mr. Bates.
Norman Bates. Would you have dinner with me? Sandwiches and milk, but I'd like it very much if you'd come up to the house, and I'll be back as soon as it's ready.
Awkward.
With my trusty umbrella.
Oh, he's so nice. Yeah, he's probably just bored. There's only one person. He's got 12 cabins. Yeah, you really gotta find a... Don't put it in there. No, because what if he's cleaning up? Or they, like, housekeeping? Or I don't know how they did it back then. There you go. You put it behind the toilet or something. Oh.
I tell you, no. I won't have you bringing strange young girls in for supper. The cheap, erotic fashion of young men with cheap, erotic minds.
What?
She's hungry and it's raining out.
Mother, she's just a stranger. Go tell her she'll not be appeasing her ugly appetite with my food. Or my son. Or do I have to tell her because you don't have the guts?
Shut up! Shut up!
Holy crap. Okay, she sucks. Wow, oh my gosh. She must have been screaming so loud. So he lives with his mom and she's terrible. Got it. Yeah, she heard everything.
She isn't quite herself today.
It's kind of sad.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wish you could apologize for other people.
Me too.
Well, we may as well eat it.
Okay, good. Don't let him go back up there. That's so sad. What are you, a vampire? Can't come in until you invite me in, you know what I mean? He likes his stuffed birds.
You eat like a bird.
You'd know, of course.
My hobby is stuffing things. Rather stuffed birds because I hate the look of beasts when they're stuffed. Some people even stuff dogs and cats, but
Strange hobby.
it's more than a hobby. And do little errands for my mother.
Who sucks?
A boy's best friend is his mother.
Mm.
What are you running away from? We're all in our private traps, and none of us can ever get out. We scratch and claw, but only at the air, only at each other. And for all of it, we never budge an inch.
Jeez.
I was born in mine. I don't mind it anymore.
Oh, but you should.
Oh, I do. But I say I don't.
He's gonna, aw.
I feel I'd like to go up there and curse her.
You should. You're like 20.
She's ill.
Oh.
She sounded strong.
She sounded strong.
A few years ago, Mother met this man. He talked her into building this motel. When he died, too, it was just too great a shock for her.
Jeez.
And the way he died.
Yeah.
I guess it's nothing to talk about while you're eating.
No, I want to hear. How did he die?
Well, a son is a poor substitute for a lover.
Yes.
I don't hate her. I hate what she's become.
Wouldn't it be better if you put her someplace?
You mean an institution? A madhouse?
Oh gosh. Yeah, that was kind of...
Put her in someplace.
I didn't mean it to sound uncaring.
Have you ever seen the inside of one of those places?
Oh gosh.
She's as harmless as one of those stuffed birds.
I am sorry. It seems she's hurting you.
Yeah, that took a weird turn.
They cluck their thick tongues and shake their heads and suggest oh so very delicately.
Gosh, he got weird real fast.
It's not as if she were a maniac.
She sounded like one of me.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Not like that.
Thank you, Norman. I'll have a long drive tomorrow, all the way back to Phoenix. I'd like to go back and try to pull myself out of it.
Ah, good job.
All right.
Oh.
I'll bring you some breakfast, all right?
He seems like he's alone. He's very alone. She sounds like she's gonna go back. I would hope so. Because otherwise they're gonna, like, $40,000. They'll find her. I think he's got a little crush on her. I don't like those birds. There's so many of them just all around his room. Ew! He sucks. Ew. Okay, yeah, he's got a... Oh, that's so creepy. Oh, he seemed so nice. He's not nice. He's weird. Why do you have... Oh, he's a weirdo. He's a weirdo. I get to see his house now. I don't feel that bad for him now. His mom is crazy, because, like, he's crazy. Oh my gosh, you gotta get out of there, girl. I'm really dreading... Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh, I don't like this. There is something behind you. Oh my... Holy crap! Oh, is she still alive? Okay. Oh my gosh. No, she's not. Oh my gosh. It's black and white, but I know that was blood. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was horrifying. Okay. Yeah, she didn't make it. Okay. She got stabbed so many times. What the... Okay, so yeah, that was disturbing.
Mother! Oh,
That was...
God! Mother! Blood!
Blood? so weird. Oh gosh. Yeah, oh. That's my reaction. Okay, so I'm confused. Okay, yeah. I don't want to talk so much. It's just so disturbing. So was the mom. Or, I don't know. That was weird. Oh, it's so sad. She was gonna go back. She was gonna go do the right thing. Oh, he's shady as hell. Why don't you call the police? Hello? You're just gonna clean it up. Okay. Oh, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it wasn't him, but it looks like he has done this before. He's got a tarp. Oh, she was so pretty and nice. Oh my gosh. How is she dead already? Hold on, like now. We're only like halfway through the movie yet. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's got a special blood mop. She was really enjoying that shower too. That makes it so much worse. Jerk. You could kind of see someone and it didn't look like a dude. So I'm guessing it's the mom. I'm gonna stop talking. Spending so long on this. Most people would just call the police if they found a dead body, so that's what makes me think he's part of it somehow. I don't know. He has a hole in the bathroom. He's just a weirdo. He looked so nice before. Jerk. Excuse me, what are you doing? Where are you going with this corpse? The music. $40,000 just chilling on the dresser. You're gonna keep her shoes, aren't you, you weirdo? I would not be surprised. This music and it's just. Hello, there's. Oh, this is just so bizarre. Like our main character is just dead. You're really gonna do her like that? Dang it! Dang it! That's gonna be impossible to find. I can't read that. Are we back to the normal people now?
I'm Marion's sister.
Sure, Lila.
Is Marion here?
It's the boyfriend.
She left home on Friday. I want to talk to Marion, and I want her to tell me it's none of my business, and then I'll go.
Run out and get yourself some lunch, will you?
That's okay, Sam. I brought it with me.
Run out and eat it.
Get out. He just told him to get out.
What thing could we be in together? Let's all talk about Marion, shall we? My name is Arbogast, friend. I'm a private investigator.
Well, one of you better tell me what's going on and tell me fast. I can take just so much of this now.
Your girlfriend stole $40,000. Did you come up here on just a hunch? Well, with a little checking, I could get to believe you.
I don't care if you believe me or not.
I think she's here, Miss Crane. But there's a boyfriend.
No. Sadly, no. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for them. Back to this guy. No. No, thank you. He may not be the one who did the stabbing, but he is creepy as hell.
You know, this is the first place that looks like it's hiding from the world.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I didn't really forget to turn the sign on it.
He's so casual.
Hate the smell of dampness, don't you? It's such a, I don't know, creepy smell.
You want to talk about creepy?
It's a private matter. The family wants to forgive her.
He's so close.
Well, no one stopped here for a couple of weeks.
Oh my gosh, he's a good liar.
Mind looking at the picture before committing yourself?
You sure talk like a policeman. Had a couple last week, said if the thing hadn't been on.
Yeah, you see, that's exactly my point. You said that nobody had been here for a couple of weeks, and there's a couple came by and didn't even know that you were open.
There's nobody.
Oh, he's nervous.
Marie Samuels. That's an interesting address.
It's an interesting angle.
You want to check the picture again?
Oh, yeah. I tell you, it's not really a very good picture either.
No, I guess not. Well, how early?
Oh,
Nice.
very early.
Which morning was that?
She was sitting back there. No, she was standing.
You said before that she was sitting back there.
Oh,
standing back.
Yes.
How did she pay you? Cash, check?
Cash.
He remembers so much now.
You see, if it doesn't gel, it isn't aspic, and this ain't gelling.
This ain't gelling.
She isn't still here, is she?
No. Come on with me. You can help me change beds, okay?
Okay. Oh.
This is stressful. Man, I like this detective though. This investigator, he's He's good. Norman is like, at the same time, a really good liar and a really bad liar. It's so weird.
I think I must have one of those faces you just can't help believing.
I mean, yeah, he does.
There's somebody sitting up in the window.
No, there isn't. Oh, that must be my mother. She's an invalid.
You wouldn't be made a fool of, would you?
And I'm not capable of being fooled, not even by a woman.
Well, this is not a slur on your manhood. I'm sorry.
Let's put it this way. But she didn't fool my mother.
Well, then your mother met her. Sick old women are usually pretty sharp. Can I just...
Mr. Arbogast.
But
So,
just for...
I think it'd be much better.
Oh, shut down. I like this guy.
Would I need a warrant for that, too? Sure.
Sure. It was so stressful, but I mean, why am I stressed? That's a really weird thing to say. Why is he smiling like that?
Lila, listen. Marion was up here. I even know what cabin she was in. It was number 1. I tell you, I don't feel entirely satisfied. I think I'll go back to the motel.
Oh, not by yourself. Man, he's real sharp. The way he sees it, I think, he suspects that Norman is hiding her. I don't think he expects it to be as dark as it technically is hiding her. Technically is hiding her. The music. No, I like you. Be careful. Always gotta go off on their own. Don't take a shower. Yeah, I thought it was weird too. Normal reaction to the birds. It's just snooping around. Yeah, he's cool. If anyone's gonna find her, it's gonna be him. Oh no, I want him to go up there, but I also really don't. Oh gosh. She sounds so scary. It's a huge house for 2 people. It's just going right in and very brave. Oh, no. Nope. Oh, come on. No. I like this guy.
He'll be back.
No, he won't be back. No. He's probably in the swamp now.
You want to go out there, don't you? Busted on Arbogast and the old lady? That wouldn't be a wise thing to do.
Patience doesn't run in my family, Sam.
That's how I'd be if it was my sister.
Why can't I go with you?
I don't know. One of us has to be here.
He is complicit. He sucks. I don't feel bad for him or anything. Why does she have to stab them?
No Arbogast, no Bates. Sick old lady unable to answer the door, or unwilling.
Where could he have gone? Don't you think he'd have called if he had anything at all?
Oh, you guys are so smart. Oh, I love this.
Let's go see Al Chambers.
Who's he?
Our deputy sheriff around here.
That never happens in movies. Oh my gosh. Everyone's always so freaking stupid.
She left Phoenix a week ago yesterday without a trace.
She's not missing so much as she's run away. From what?
She stole some money.
I think he got himself a hot lead as to where your sister was going. He took off after her and the money.
No.
This fellow lives like a hermit. You must remember that bad business out there.
What bad business? Go back to that. I mean, what's this gonna accomplish? This is frustrating.
Yeah, have you had a fellow stop by there tonight? Arbogast.
Arbogast.
Norman Bates's mother has been dead and buried in Green Lawn Cemetery for the past 10 years.
I helped Norman pick out the dress she was buried in.
It's the only case of murder and suicide on Fairvale ledgers. Mrs. Bates poisoned this guy she was involved with when she found out he was married, then took a helping to the same stuff herself.
Norman found them dead together. In bed.
Are you sure you saw an old woman?
In the house behind the motel.
Well, if the woman up there is Mrs. Bates, who's that woman buried out in Green Lawn Cemetery?
Oh, that's so scary. See, I told you he's been covering up for her for who knows how long. He had a special blood mop, remember? Oh, everyone's so smart. I love that. That's so refreshing. I don't want to see her.
Please, Mother.
No. You think I'm fruity, huh?
I don't want to see.
It's just for a few days.
In that dark, dank fruit cellar? No.
I want to see
Norman! Put me down. Put me down.
He's just carrying her. He's just gonna hide her.
Come on over to the house and do your reporting around dinner time.
They don't care about this case.
Maybe I am the seeing illusions type.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. I still won't feel satisfied until I go out there.
Not by yourself, please.
Neither will I. Come on.
We're going to register as man and wife. Then we're going to search every inch of the place.
Hell yeah! Man, yes. I'm gonna find her in the fruit cellar.
Suppose you want a room? Okay.
He walks like a little boy. He's like a teenager. His hands in his pockets.
I better sign in and get a receipt.
Oh, she's looking at him like, oh my gosh. Oh, she's staring at him. Oh my gosh.
I'll get your bags. Haven't any. You check in any other place in this country without bags and you have to pay in advance.
$10.
That smile. He has such a good smile. Dang it. Stare a little harder. Be a little more suspicious, would you?
If you had a useless business like this motel, what would you need to get out?
Useless?
$40,000?
Good point. Yeah.
What makes you sound so certain?
Arbogast.
If he sees us, we're just taking the air.
You guys are so cool. Oh, I hope they find a hole in the wall. There's a hole in the wall. Don't use that. Or that.
Ain't no shower curtains.
Very observant.
One of us can keep him occupied while the other gets to the old woman. I can handle a sick old woman.
Not this one.
If you do get anything, don't stop to tell me.
Jeez, these are brave people. They really care about her.
You looking for me?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
He's gotta be peeing his pants right now. We've never seen it in the daylight. Looks nice. Still. Oh jeez. No. He just barged right in there. Jeez.
You're alone here, aren't you? You drive me crazy.
I think that would be a rather extreme reaction, don't you?
Just an expression.
Doesn't look like the serial killer's room, but it is. Jeez.
I think if you saw a chance to get out from under, you'd unload this place.
I had a very happy childhood. My mother and I were more than happy.
That's nice.
Have I been saying something frightening?
I don't know what you've been saying. Why don't you just get in your car and drive away from here, okay? Where's that girl you came here with?
Oh my gosh. Oh no. But don't go down there either. Oh gosh. No, you just go. You gotta get out. Don't go down. Don't go down there. Don't go up there. Just. Oh jeez.
Mrs. Bates.
Okay, no. I don't want to see her. Oh. Oh!
If anyone gets any answers, it'll be the psychiatrist.
I want some answers. What?
Did he talk to you?
Norman Bates no longer exists.
Did he kill my sister?
Yes. And no.
But my sister is...
Yes. If you drag that swamp somewhere in the vicinity of the motel, you'll... Have you any unsolved missing persons cases on your books?
Yes.
You have to go back 10 years to the time when Norman murdered his mother and her lover. She met a man. And it seemed to Norman that she threw him over for this man. Matricide is probably the most unbearable crime of all.
Matricide, the act of killing one's own mother. Norman Bates, you creepy bastard.
He stole her corpse. A weighted coffin was buried. At times, he could be both personalities. He was never all Norman, but he was often only mother. And because he was so pathologically jealous of her, he assumed that she was as jealous of him. If he felt a strong attraction to any other woman, the mother's side of him would go wild, aroused by her. He wanted her. And mother killed the girl.
Why was he dressed like that?
To keep alive the illusion of his mother being alive. He'd dress up, even to a cheap wig he bought.
I saw that. That's so disturbing.
And the dominant personality is one.
And the $40,000? Who got that?
The swamp. These were crimes of passion, not profit.
He's just doing that voice all by himself.
It's sad when a mother has to speak the words that condemn her own son. He was always bad.
They're probably watching me. Well, let them. I'm not even gonna swat that fly. And they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
Don't look at me like that. Oh my gosh, that's it. I'm going to go, I have to watch this again, and I'm gonna go edit this, and I will be right back with my outro. This is the first movie that I think I've ever seen where the main character dies before the first half is even over. It's this huge setup for nothing. Besides being a slight hindrance for the people working to find her, the money didn't even matter in the end. And we spend the entire first part of the movie worrying about how Marion is gonna work this out, you know, is she gonna get caught, is she not? And in the end it doesn't matter, because she's dead. That was interesting. It was a great intro from the beginning, like that angle going into the window. I was so interested in, like, where are we going? It caught my eye right away because that's just such an interesting angle. And then we go in and then we see Sam, we meet Marion. We meet Marion in a hotel and we also say goodbye to her at a hotel. Then we go to the office where we meet Caroline, who's played by Pat Hitchcock, which is the director's only kid, apparently, who is an actress. And she provides us with some comic relief that we did not need yet. Mr. Lowry, the boss, is so nice, and I feel so bad for him. After trusting Marion for, he says, 10 years. That's gotta hurt. And then, you know, it kind of, him saying that kind of gives us an insight to her character. That's a huge sum even today. It's so much. Trusting her with that, you know, we understand that she's dependable, she's loyal, she's honest, which adds to the shock of her actually stealing it. You wouldn't expect that from such a respectable looking lady. You know, she's so pretty and professional, and you know, the entire time I never really saw her as a criminal. I kept saying throughout the movie, you know, am I rooting for her? Or, you know, do I want her to succeed in this? And, you know, do I feel bad for her? Do I empathize with her plight? You know, it's like, I never see her as a criminal. I don't see her as a villain or a bad guy or whatever. And that's very interesting right off the bat because what she did was terrible. Why do I not see it that way watching? It's like, it's just the way it was designed, I guess. We get the sense that she's acting impulsively and she isn't quite herself today. This is a rare moment for her, even though we don't even know her. Having said that, it is hard to feel bad for Tom, though. I feel like he's bragging about all his money, he's waving it at her face, and he's like, you know, I don't carry more than I can afford to lose. She's like, challenge accepted. Another reason I thought it was strange that Marion leaves her entire life behind is that it had to be a spontaneous decision. She couldn't have possibly known that this rich dude is gonna come in, you know, with this attitude like he's so rich, you know, he's buying it for his 18-year-old kid who's already getting married. Like, he's got a good life. He's kind of sleazy in that he buys off his unhappiness, you know, you kind of, you know, he's a character. You don't dislike him, but you don't necessarily want to side with him. So, and her doing something devious like this, as well as, you know, being offed so soon in the movie, I think that would have been even more shocking to see in the 60s, because she was an established actress by now. You know, she's this leading lady. The leading lady can't die, right? So you're kind of almost wondering throughout the rest of the movie, like, is she gonna come back to life? You know, we saw what happened, but still, it's like, you know, we have it kind of hammered into us that, you know, this, you know, the main character is the hero. The main character doesn't die, especially not that fast. Especially not like that. You know, it kind of kept us on edge the entire time because we're really not sure what's going to happen because our expectations have already been swazzled. I don't know what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? We're caught off guard and we don't know what's going to happen next, and we don't want to look away, but at the same time, we kind of don't want to look at the screen, but we do. I couldn't really, you know, even though it was horrifying, I had to check to see, you know, what's going on. You know, I don't want to miss it. It was hard to look away from this movie. There's always something interesting on screen, even when there isn't. I don't know how to explain that. I don't think it loses anything by being black and white, but I might be biased. I'm the kind of person, I don't really care if it's color or black and white, and I also don't care if there's subtitles, though I don't want to watch a dubbed movie. That will ruin it for me. But yeah, black and white, I think it gets a bad rap, and it's not really fair. Then we have the music by Bernard Herrmann. It is eerie, foreboding, unique, probably even more unique back then, because I think a lot of music now, today, draws inspiration from that or whatever he did. I think that's the original, I'm not sure. But that's like the trademark scary music. I don't know, it's kind of like, I knew of that since I was a little kid, even though I've never seen this movie. I knew that because, you know, that's what happens when something is scary, right? So it's really weird to watch it for the first time this late. So Bernard Herrmann worked a lot with Hitchcock. They had quite a few collaborations. And also what I thought was interesting was he was actually a conductor as well as a composer. So he's the one doing that. That's so, oh gosh. You gotta be super talented to do all that. Speaking of something that was done well, the casting in this movie was just perfect. Down to Lila. She really does look a lot like Marion, and it might just be my imagination, but I swear they look so similar. They look like they really could be sisters. Down to, you know, everyone is just so believable in this movie. Norman, disturbingly so. Norman is it's a whole thing. I don't actually even know where to start with Norman, so we'll talk about the actor, Anthony Perkins. There's so much to say. There's actually so much information about his life available on the internet, which kind of made me a little bit sad. I don't like to see that. So much personal stuff. It means that while he was living, there was just people up in his business all the time. That's kind of sad, and he actually did have kind of a rough go of it, and I probably won't really get into it now, but oh gosh, he had been through a lot, which, you know, a lot of the most talented people in the world, they've been through some serious trauma and stuff like that. They didn't have these perfect childhoods a lot of the time, and it kind of shows, and I think he used that, though he never really did say his method of acting. He didn't really say, here's what I do, and, you know, he wasn't sending any used condoms to his co-workers. Yeah, but Anthony Perkins, apparently, you know, he was kind of typecast at one point. He did these horror movies, and you know, he's just so good at it that he kind of kept being cast in them, whether it was someone else's idea or his own. He actually went on to star in the next 3 Psycho movies. One of them is actually directed by him. I think it's the third one. He directs it. That's just so crazy. This guy is insane. No, that's the wrong word. I mean, he's insanely talented. I can't really compare him to anyone we have currently. Just the fact that he is so good at playing someone who's lying.
Well, how early?
Oh, very early.
Which morning was that?
Well, why should she?
It's kind of like yawning. Have you ever seen someone in a movie do a realistic looking yawn? I never have. They're always like, like they never do it realistically. I never buy it. And most of the time, like when they're drinking something, I'm like, you didn't drink that. I mean, there's a couple people who do. I think Brad Pitt is one of them. Anyway, that totally is off topic. He's so believable. Part of it is the script, I know, because, you know, when Arbogast, oh my god, I have too much to say about this movie, to be honest. Like, I have too much to say, and I didn't make notes for this one, so it's kind of all over the place. When Arbogast is questioning him, you really get to see this it's just such a performance. I didn't even see it as acting. It was almost like it was real. He does all the little things that people do when they're lying, and he combined them all. And then he's got this really unique way of moving. You know, he's got his hands in his pockets. It's just such a simple thing that makes it so realistic. Like, I know this guy. He's real, you know? He's this awkward. He's just very relatable. In some ways, okay? Not always, but he's awkward, you know? Anyway, I'm not even lying when I say that's one of the best performances I've ever seen. And it was captured so uniquely. Like, we see him from so many different angles. You know, we see him outside. We see his, at one point, the angle is underneath his neck, and you can see, you know, his nervous swallowing. You can see just the slow moving towards he's thinking. You know, you can tell his brain is going, you know, 100 miles an hour. He's so scared. The way that he eats during that part, the way that, you know, he's chewing on sunflower seeds or something like that, it looked like, but it's so perfect. It's what someone would do if they were lying, and I don't know how you capture that, because lying is already an act. It's already a performance, right? So yeah, he kind of stole the show, but Janet Leigh was just amazing too. That scream in the shower, oh my gosh. The shower scene! Everybody's afraid of something, right? But it's so hard to find a fear that is universal. I think this was pretty much it's the only one I can think of. Everybody's alone when they shower. Everybody showers. Most people close their eyes at some point in the shower, right? And everyone has this fear of opening their, at least I'd imagine it's a very common fear, especially now after this movie, but it's something that could scare anybody. You know, it's not just women who are going to be afraid of this. It's not just, you know, thieves who stole $40,000 who are going to be terrified by this. It's not just people who visit hotels who are going to be afraid and traumatized for life over this movie. It's fair game, you know. It's a very, very inclusive type of scary scene. Like, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe from this one. I think another thing that made it so believable is throughout the movie, everyone is acting so normal. For instance, you know, in movies, like I said throughout, usually people are so stupid in movies. They make the dumbest decisions and we get to watch them be stupid, right? And it's very frustrating usually, but in this case, we get to watch them to do a better job than we could have done. You know, the way they are so determined. I love how determined Lila and Sam were. It really showed that Janet was very, very loved, and it made her loss a little bit heavier. And I loved how they were so persistent. You know, usually, you know what I mean? Usually people are so dumb, and it's like annoying. It's annoying. And there were no cliches in this. They didn't have to. They didn't have to rely on this. You know, at no point did somebody run and trip on a root in the ground. There's a lot of mystery throughout the movie. Norman is so offended by the words, you know, insane or mad or crazy. Really gets him, and he's just so offended, and you just wonder why. And sometimes something slips out, like he's talking about what it's like in a madhouse, in an institution. He's talking about how, you know, gross and cold or whatever it is, and you're kind of just sort of like, how do you know? How do you know that? Like, where'd you get this information? When he says, you know, just the way he died, when he's talking about his mother's boyfriend, you're just like, excuse me? Whoa. When they go to, what's-his-name's house in the middle of the night, and he says, you know, remember that nasty business down there a few years ago? You're just like, huh? Wait, what? It feels so different towards the end as it did in the beginning. At one point, I was wondering about this. At one point, Lila is, you know, inspecting the room looking for Mother, and she sees this statue, the sculpture of a hand, and I was just wondering if anyone knows any insight into, like, what that was about. I kept rewinding it, and I was like, what significance does this have? Is it like a like an urn or something, like, you know what I mean? But then she scares herself in the mirror in the reflection, and actually I didn't fall for that jump scare. There weren't a whole lot of jump scares, and they didn't show a lot of the violence. It was mostly implied. You know, the blood running down the drain, which apparently I heard that the blood is actually chocolate syrup or chocolate sauce or something like that, kind of like Hershey's syrup. Because it's black and white, and you don't need to worry about the color being perfect. Because I know blood is usually, you know, kind of tricky to get just right. But you don't need to worry about that because it's black and white. The consistency was fine, so they just used that, and it was cheap. So That's kind of funny to me because I can imagine like being the actors in that scene, just like there's chocolate everywhere. It's like another thing I was wondering, just kind of randomly, why at one point Norman, his hand hovers around the key to the cabin number 1. It's almost like he's deciding which cabin he's gonna put her in. It's really a weird moment. It's so many weird moments like that where you're like, what's going on? And you're trying to figure it out. His hand hovers over it. He's very hesitant. He doesn't know which one to pick. And number 1 is the only one next to the office. It's the only one with a hole in it, I'm imagining. And it's almost as if he's trying to decide if Marion is going to be the next victim of his. And I thought that was kind of spooky. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. Arbogast, he was such a cool dude. You know, I don't see many characters like that in movies. He's so good. He's sharp as a tack, and I really like the actor's way of delivering his lines. Like he's never condescending, you know, but he kind of is, because he has a way of wording things and a way of putting it so that the average person, it would draw information out of them. He makes people nervous, you know. Norman starts to stutter. He starts to trip on his words. He starts to get clumsy with his stories because Arbogast has this really intelligent way of questioning people. He's super polite, but he's also not. It's almost condescending, you know. And he's like, sure. Throughout the entire movie, we never forget that we're looking for Marion, and I feel like the characters, after they've exhausted looking for the horses, they go after the zebras, and that's something, I never see it. They don't care about manners. Maybe it's just the times. In the 60s, people were, you know, fancy, but no, they look like respectable people. The way Sam was talking to Norman, he wasn't trying to be polite anymore. He had given up that facade. He did not care. He was just trying to get information. I feel like he was trying to piss him off, and it really did work. You know, he's standing so close to him. It's like he's trying to start something, and you get the sense that at first they know, and then he knows they know, and then they know he knows they know, until finally he knows that they know that he knows that they know, and it's time to hit Sam over the head with a statue of a bird. I think it was one of his stuffed birds or something. It's just, birds were mentioned throughout the movie so much, and I don't know if it's because Hitchcock did another movie called The Birds or Birds, I'm not sure, but apparently it's a really good movie. I'm not sure if it's that, or I don't know why birds were brought up so much. And Marion Crane, Crane is a bird. I was like trying to be fancy with my notes. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Marion Crane. Crane is a bird. Norm's obsessed with birds. Let's see what other birds we can find. And I was like, Arbogast. Another bird. No, that's albatross. But I was so close there. There's a lot of birds. And then, of course, we get to the end of the movie, which was terrifying. We get to see, you know, inside the mind of Norman, and she's completely mother now. And I really didn't like the way the psychologist was talking, just saying. It was a great performance, like, in the movie, but, I mean, as a character. He was such a butthead. He's like, being all, you know, I got this guy, you know, and guess what happens next? I got a story for you. You know, when he was like, Lila says, you know, is she dead? And he's like, yes. And no. Imagine getting that answer. You would be like, oh, no, she's good. She's fine. She's not dead. Why did he word it like that? He brought the wrong attitude to this, like, grieving family.
He was aroused by her. He wanted her.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
I do like that we weren't brought into the sadness. I don't feel like it was trying to evoke that, you know, grief in us. We weren't mourning the character at this point. We were over it. We were just distracted by this weirdo. At the end, she's thinking in her head, we finally, you know, get this insight as to the way his brain works, which is something that we never really wanted, but we got it anyway at the end. And probably the third time I watched it, I noticed as it's fading into the credits, you know, you can see a skull in the background. I'll put it here. You can see teeth, and it was Mother's skull, and it looks just so freaky. That was really cool. I knew he looked weird, but I didn't notice it the first time I watched it. I'll be honest, I didn't notice it at first. That was really creative. I really could go on and on about this movie. This was honestly one of my favorite ones we've done on this channel so far. Probably, it's in my top 3, I won't lie. I don't really want to rank them yet. I'll upset some people. Definitely just up there. I genuinely loved watching it. Never a dull moment, and I can see why it's, you know, considered a masterpiece. And it's kind of weird that I haven't watched it yet before, but I haven't seen a lot of things. So thank you to those who suggested it. Thank you as always to my patrons, and I had fun. Hope you had fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye!